Eba Sizori, school LDC, the first grade Pebakuriki, let us borrow good ideas from these neighboring schools. So that this year we can also contribute in giving first grade like other schools. I say all this for God and my country. Thank you very much.
Masaritida Babakaro. This is the best boy from Anye Primary School. That is the best girl from Oriban Primary School. I am sure the head teachers are now planning for this year. You will see that changes will be there next year. And we pray that all of us have good health for improved performance this year.
Senior education officers here, our sports officers here, the head teachers, the teachers, SMCs, PTS, the parents of the children who have passed the PLE are here. Normally, my observation of protocol is a bit odd. I may not observe those people who have passed properly. That's why I've mentioned them lastly. I'm following what is there in the Bible. The last normally becomes the first, full stop. These children whom I've observed the last in the center here, they are the best to be recognized, my friend. Without them, we would not sit here. You clap for me, you alone. The guests of honor and my dear comrades of Maracha District. We have got a target or aim of celebrating the occasion. As we are celebrating the occasion of Excellency Award, my dear head teachers, the teachers, this is the time when we saw happiness and we sigh. Because many times, Amamani Maracha, will regret it. Already, I don't know if they automatically go, already they are my 46. Kitabia Ruton Basi, Amakita Langa Busi. At the meter Bevia Mehagiraka, as you are chairman, you see. In Nico or Alice School as you perform automatically. School as it Namanusu Kichera Kokolayo. So, the guests of honor and our district officials, I want to emphasize, it is a bit bad. Maracha, we only go there to lament, we only go there to do other things. Because there is no any other place in the Bible to write the book of lamentation. Lamentation is already written, no more pages will be added. So once we collect ourselves, we should rejoice. Lepama ani afusi, ani pichebadi, embaba di pie, SMC pie, PTA pie, amata zingaba ground yes school lady. Let's be happy. Badi riki di amasi, badi nikile mati chingoni ariko. Nera. Bata be bautu ipinga riki be amai ase tia daleda. Badi nikile ni voda le go pi ite ni nikiku. Mema Torah, I see it in Rome, so call us Buddha. Today they have said, you have said with us, you appreciate it as much as possible. We have tried. There many times, Musu Marataria, Basil Rangadia, yaking, these results are bad. How are they bad? You explain. You don't explain. I will talk long, by the way. As the head teacher, as the chairman of head teachers, and school ke primary school ski atamade emayos mangasa wizo etatu ani mu matrusi ko to azinayo ani malo gicheba amani amadre ko biero very happy ataki paki amadi. We know the academic level in Uganda mi o choro amu bi abu first grade fair bi Kambala City Beko. No, you cannot. Amavu parents degree at the Beko is Chelwale right to kill. I'll go to the night, Rio. Me struggle on part to Sukuru, but in the city, people enjoying. Take the other first grade if you are alone. You know, so big club who want to see. Let's get a bit serious. My dear colleague teachers, we have tried and we are trying. Let them Adia Ikosi. Excellency award. Amaki Mutiele celebrate area. Amamamuki Gauni took a Suki Gauni kitchen. Eh? I can't imagine Kelchi Daddy. I will be very happy. Next time we should come, you have got also degree. And then you just that they are ever performing. Go out for the cycle squad. In the first grade, person, my area, there are low phase, it is not easy. So, Murupi Maracha, Emi dear lady, Malo Emini, Emi appreciate as your money in Gadi. And you're picking Maracha, and then they will continue to pass. Number the Anti, Maratania Tazo District or Aru, Lema Lord Media Dichi. Before that, Anzima Gaza, Maracha Asia County, Ediandra Arua District lead very well. Eleme site Minia. 2003, I was here in Kichomoro. 2003, Maracha Asia County, Maracha Pendranzi, Puru Kalina degree. Yeah, I was here. They did as Kichomoro Fanjisu. Maracha Dame existible. Te Maracha Nimata districtible. What has gone wrong? I give that thing to you. Interference kid Yambamba. So let's better work here. In a special way, my dear colleague teachers, let that the bomb pressing or of anybody. Hey teacher evil. You come here and tell you one thing which you are doing in evil. That's why I say I will take along. As coach as not me munjela I will not amana or the forfeit can come no more menza. Tell better I read it. Evil me am to do. Hello, the law, man, to us. More chemical or you were a Davutia and Nivo Mianga, what just be Mianga?
Thank you. The chairperson of Ethics Association, Maracha District. I'm the head teacher of Youth Primary School. I've come to tell you what is happening there in my school. In my school there, we are cooperating with the school management committee, PTA, and the teachers. We work together. And it is the PTA members who are feeding the teachers in the school. And the teachers themselves, they are committed. We do preps, morning prep. In fact, we start with the dawn prep. We come to morning prep. And we also have prep after the normal time of lessons. And when we were there, we at times organized the contents in groups, and they study when teachers only monitor. So everybody there in the school is working. Nobody is staying. That's why we have good performance from youth primary school. Thank you.
Aniku. Madru Japi Memo Parandu Asami from the head teachers area. I go from Kwasro.
I think my colleague head teachers, they said I have to speak in my local language because I'm going to talk to my people. In Jitangirisi, ma DP head teachers Aikima, Mama Nje, Lubaratisi. Ba mavulere maerki woro mukebele agata mukeri ovuni palumo koko ovuni luma dichere rudo aduleko agata ndere amatichi adani mitichi chika agata mukeri fundo magi ezia doare bita njebo tipika e ba chichi diki anji imbaba e mata diskulu dicheba arudi amamechi afaluru ere agatamu kerefendo te Mavuler malia agata fupi muke dani anira iyo kore tamani obole support mani su stakeholders ivosi diichi na school parents ivo yini femandi ichi ti azini malia atitare maziki besuni kumimyo wikai kamyo wiku mi choni agata muke risuku matitero akavina yo malo tetei mechona agata muke risuku ani mi myo wika ekamyo wira mi agata muke risura ndeni supervision yezu school adariki nisani mpata pa chonoro mbaba ko Aniku supervision yezu ngoni asidria simbaba vusi ngoni baka yendi dika anjima discipline oyo kore anjiki modozo tamwalo do bani iyo kore lezu nizo anjiri made za ngoni eka anji made za tu dozani mala chuti anji made za bero tu robaka tini chidre tu alo nisana anjiri maziki akura le radio njite miyomi ngani muke so akati chini ko agatamukere echoni eku iyo tedi mupicha pikani bama ye nyakapi ngoni sendre mafeta school wa pari azin malaba yon ba mafe sendre ko lu pichi so baka lo la yon UP kini UP change mala school nani agatamukere ba choni suku iyo trefepi agatamukere ni fu school are magayo ale nate baka njenje sawa ni rio mega ward 4
or 4 me awidwa yibuyi badwa emi awidwa anzi school mi andi pina ru parents ki send defendere ka jokwasi mo di pito grizo de loro mi revu yoani
our formats ba ya diara yo de pini anzi ni agazo amare diari alore anzi diki otozo dozo first terms per third terms de tada nanzir madre ki amabe ni ambawaro amare dia ba yekini pale body ni ko go to down countries ama onze sadis pari ezipima school ezipima anzi udiki udita tambaro ki amare dia leni yo lifuni ba yanzi mamuki school ba amare dia pale holiday courtsiniko pale holiday titsiniko pe schools mini ne anzi na gazo anadi ki iyo lerki era anzika gani iri anzi benne de lerki nyaka samadia parentiro stakeholders zero de tanzi dini amadi school da manyaka fe edozu breakfast ni lunch ni supper anzi kimi ko school da parents ki nyakani femi anziriki examination letata nanziruki arondo at least afa exam se una marekiti parents ki tutuni sende diki fe exam ki yezoni bakarla UP wedria machoni ye matiko hiyo ndepi niridi imbaba ditere i stakeholders dibe meetings ki le bama SID baka ne do azonzimiti bama umbe meeting bama tola ki daga poli itaki afaroko ani rife ama anzidibe anzidiki nichi pale tate di yoto yomkere maderindi Adia lebe sendeni anzi di modie ba sende ki tsanzi pare si modie wala para itiriba vadi imanzina gazura libaka azili zidia au sende fe kuya dini mani garisi dia o ifa kisendera school nono ma baka dibe fe kwa nanza ka kibeko imba wale ki motivation maga yo azidi kidi makoliki di wala fo
word 4 isa di unity emega God is all that wisdom alone. All of those rekero de udu ezira ko ina ado de ezira kingani ya bani do ko pe vade. Talo le man zo de no zo chakta fu dem etieko. All my speech has been released by these here teachers. So our problem is our region, our place we are stigmatized. We are not doing the work as in other regions. Kini yupi ichi anjima oki didiko aya davuti ya dibata result ya odo kitere plemu. Oki kibe it lesson defende. Eli aje improvement leso da mara da parent vacation defo. Anjina kina kasuko da ko ikine mete tari kitere da is a nani performer. The immediate politician Rudi, and citizens like they are looking. Are those performing people? Can it be about local Marataria by Lupis? SMC Zirki Zinga very hard. A teacher appeared. The SMC Zirki school do be Yaniro. School are in Europe. Now, people school, but it's better to tell them Zinga. Leva Royal Kipani. Babi Zinga boy to Cheba to a Lokipe and keep about Gabada Irki, they did Chebani Jorle. Mboro also Uti. It is a surgery, a child is collapsing, the teacher is collapsing. The Yipoda, Yipukini, Ima, Anzini, Parenski, enough any. SMC, Yipudiatiro, can compete a chairman. Read that here. Pity a chairman, that idea. Taking this school as it are, only who may perform, dear Yiputidadi, the Anzi, only work it's a sour on the means Kalinadi, and will be collapsible and a collapsible. Which way are we moving? And which areas are we going to address it properly in the Maracha District? So, parents, SMC, PTA, in your school, Ubapi, and Babanyas, and Akazo Inidi, Mungu Bako in Azimutulenia. All the four. The primary school, we as head teachers and teachers, we have got some challenges which are really disturbing our education system. One, many times we lack good cooperation from other stakeholders in all our schools. Some of these stakeholders like the PTA, SMC, even some of the district officials, we lack cooperation from them. They don't give us the right guidance in the right direction of doing activities. For them, we look at people who are rubbish. But it is good that this time, in the primary schools, we have got a lot of degrees at the master's kisasi. And the teachers ki muni afforded yari kini anda marataria office dipili aru au Buganda keji. Hai. Buganda kilo degree su Uganda ali andania. Ende amaru den degree dangopi. Have they all been appointed? No. So people are working. Number two, we have got a challenge of intimidation. Our LC3 chairman. That thing is too much. Our MPs are not here, except Ms. Honorable Oguzu. Intimidation is Bamba. And there's some people have gone to that extent. One time, all local teachers will be imprisoned. Why? You don't see the reality properly, you begin to take an action. And you still want that person to perform. It is unfortunate. But the concerned people are not there. After all, I'm becoming a senior citizen. And I will be a politician also. That type of intimidation in the Adomati district area are flexible with the teachers. You see, let's not fix everything in that way. Number three, we have got a very high problem, the turnover of head teachers. What do I mean by that? And remember, by teacher, or tell you mistake as it touches, right mistake, tomorrow you say you leave the office. That thing is too much in our district. When will the people learn? I have noted that one from 2019 up to now. It is too much. So when you frustrate head teachers like that, you will not see a very good work. So that rate of turnover of the head teachers, please, I'm begging you. Normally in the district, we have got rewards in the sanction committee. Many of us who are turned down like that, they don't move up to the reward in the sanction committee. So I'm begging our office, Because those who are working within our office are trying their level best. They are doing good. But those others, they are not supporting us. So, my DO's office, if there is anything wrong with the head teacher, let a proper steps be taken. If it means taking the person up to the reward and sanction committee, it is better. Otherwise, we are seeing it as a bad practice. Miluma as if it is in a is that as started where the correct you leave the person is suspended. After that, the Mukiani, Amadi Chebaruria, Amani Aniku. Miluma was a Tiriaru. How could I tell about a testy? Elia would have put a Syria, a test stabilizer, Mitoma Kuparida, Bazimaduni. My colleagues, my advice is you be careful. I can be Musufi do the reality. You are Daringa, Paki Mireti Kucheni. The truth shall set you free. That's why I'm talking today as a teachers chairman. Otherwise, I was not supposed to be here. In 2020, where was I? And where has that thing gone? I don't know. Then why did you do such things to me? Even as a good citizen, I don't bother. As Kumabi Piluandra Moto Azikina Pazikichi, Otimata de Kigamuya, Sayote, Otimata Kifinirata, Asile Latini. In Iraqua. That is a very dangerous story. Aruskularo, Sazisi, Otimata Zini Muyimpuria, Otimata Rusu Inland and Hiruda, Idimuyan and Revo, that image of eating the water looked very ugly and dirty. Now, Otimata Lata Okosi, and so that image is also coming nearer to him. And that thing is ugly. That made Otimata to begin to fight with that one, with his own image. After he has reported with his own image, the water became dirty, and then Otimata Futibe here. Orozurulas Otimata Kijinfinira Kijin Kundo. To cover that dirty image of theirs. As is our honorable, the atmosphere of organizing this Excellence Award from next year, let's make it like that. It should be a bit rotational in our sub-counties. I've seen ever, Afadilu rotate Yagadia, Bura, Maracha, Noro, Beki Jomoro. But what about those people in Yivu? Adrenim Mario and Zema Yivu Bar School. Yivu Primary is performing there, Tare is performing there. When will those people also learn? As Kubara Kimbu Diayo, but Jiru and Joriki, Te Bak Jomoro, Maracha, Bura, Yarika Farindresa, Yote, are they the only ones performing? So, Madam request the Roswell to CDC atmosphere of organizing this Excellence Award, Mama by the bit rotational, and if I'm not in the belly. They kill young Buyu. I see Batara Actor Romans and Ania Garcia Fassi. 2. Honorable, as somebody said, and for everybody, Mama Afadim organization in political co. Afadima initiate and that was honorable Buso Irati, Muba Kuti, the DPC, the Cheba Pidri. Send the Mazir and Gangua, the Cheba Pima County. Para. So, honorable party, Ricky, they are made for Sipiliki. So, Bazil Lukisa is a Maracha completely, Kini Oguzoma project. But Oguzu told and Jikoso Egypt Apoli, and Ramacha and never after examination in law and neighbor. And Rudi, Oguzo, and Janda Leriki, Ndanila, in all the forfeit. The Mia Paso Rudua, it happened to Siletia Matazola 2026, each and Mupasongwa, Maracha Istia, and the Dynamic and Nako Radirana. And the other room will see if you soon might be my resource. Maru, I did some Bolero, you Chereka Marainia.
The guest of honor, the Honorable MP and all other honorables, that is the elected leaders, from national to the lower local government, my staff, the Chief Administrative Officer, and our own, representing the district. The RDCs are also here. Security organs, my DPC, I'm very happy. I would not have been here. I was on medication. Then I decided that at the last moment I should be in this function. That's why I'm late. I want to thank all the people who are seated here, religious, NRM, elected leaders, all SMCs, parents, my teachers. Teachers are all teachers, but they hate teachers who have been at the front line, and more my candidates. I have a lot of words. That's why I don't have paper. I'm not welcoming people. Mine is speech. My dear candidates, you have a chance to see these people here. You see people who are seated this side. And there's none of them is remaining with the 30 years to continue in service and continue in politics. The next RDCs and doctors are here among the 50. That's why we are celebrating. On the 50. Hey teachers, what is our promise? Before they remove the other tag from me, I want the result to be 3 digits. Mathematicians, do you know what it means to be 3 digits? Afabali was starting a taupikin zero back. Alema akinak. Honorable Chair and the invited guests. This population of 50 is out of a number in P1 that was about 27,000. P1. When they reached P7, 2,600 and one registered. And if we read Turazia, Modingaluk, registered for PLE. Why I'm saying 3 digits? Out of 2,600, 50 are in first grade, and around 142 are in UX. They ran away from the examinations. So meaning that we have to put our aids all together and turn the bad side to be the good side, so that we shall celebrate. If we make it 160, I will go and look for a small bull. I don't have a bull, but I will go and look for. I will go and borrow for the celebrations, and that is possible. So we have role models for you here. The cow was in our schools here. He has stories to tell you. Our MP was in one of the schools here. We have chairperson Dickson Commission also here. So my message is, please, to all those other, impress what the Honorable Lee has done. He has given matters. And these fellows should not drop out of school because of school fees. Let us support them. And this is where we can at least bench. If there was no first grade, where would we be? We would not have celebrated. Honorable Chair, I want to mention one thing. We have staff in the schools that are hardworking. The head teachers, the substantive head teachers are very few. The head teachers who have come in front of you, presenting testimonies here, these are not substantive head teachers. They are caretakers. They are there because of our careful selection. My education staff, can you stand up for recognition? Education staff. Just stand up. Hey. So, I've not come alone. We have been together, very close. Our Secretary of Social Services here, very close to these teachers we have elevated to the post of head teachers, and they are really hardworking. But I want to challenge those whom we have elevated. They will testify that we are very close. And I want everybody here to commit ourselves to 3 digits. Who's not committing to 3 digits? If you are committing to 3 digits, slap, clap. I want to thank the parents. Out of 2,000, Elfuri, Turazia Mudini Aluk, I mean, if you are managing the Agazo, first grade there is. I want 4 minutes, Amani, and Zimbabwe seat. That's the one. If I demand to February, I can forbid to see the drop. You should not be the orange logic for a cook. It doesn't let per local. You see, and near the orange logic yet. Dance your drop. I told him to recook. I want to tell my children here, my tenders here. These are the things, Odi, one, Rosa, one, they are not for you. For 1 year, I'm not gone for it. I've not been sleeping because of you. And my head teachers have not been sleeping. That testified to me yesterday. With my teachers here, we have launched the war. We're in the bush. So we are not sleeping because of the performance. As a head teacher, you must be on the compound. You must allocate for yourself a subject, though the workload is low. And you must be first to enter the class, and you must be the last to leave the school. And if you sit on the compound, you are present on the counter, and teachers are present, and they are not entering the class, you also confine to go to another school, and they only enter the class, but you get your salary. You are supposed to see to it that all the teachers engage the learners according to timetable and effectively. And why schools have performed is because of the effectiveness. The best school, Aniku Primary School. No one in X, no one in Division U, and Division, the worst is Division 3. But we also have the worst school, where almost everybody ran away from school, from the examinations. 7 candidates ran away from examination, that is from Kamadi Primary School. No one in first grade, no one in second grade. Third grade 1, fourth grade 1. So what is the situation? So we are giving you a trial. We want you to enrich your CV. If you are caretaker, we want you to enrich your CV. We want you to have that experience so that you become a star. Don't remain only here as a teacher. You get me? You have good papers, don't remain a teacher. Look outside. You leave records in the a school. You are there by God. You are ordained. I'm challenging those who are heading big schools. Please revive their glory. 2, if we have given you trial, you do your best. 3, if you are many, with 2 or 3 years to retire, do your best in your 3 years, in your last hours. Repent and do the best. Otherwise, you will not become the senior citizen. If you have not done the best, you will not become the senior citizen. That is my word. Don't come here and then call yourself what? A senior citizen. You are a junior citizen. So at least these ones who are presented, these ones who are being called as exemplary, they now have reasons to retire. That on such a day, we are recognized. But the last recognition is in heaven. Security of schools, Honorable Chair. Security of schools and security of children and security of my teachers, now to the parents and school management committee. There's land grabbing from the schools. People are grabbing land from the schools. Government is putting a lot of money here. If you want this money to go to your school, if you want this money to go to your home, send your child to this school. And money will go to your school. These iron seats will go to your school. The best iron seats. Not these ones here. Security of children. Out of 50, there are only 5 girls. Where are the rest of the girls? Unfortunately, the elected female are not here. There's one who is being represented by a man. Where we are creating more literate wives for our boys. I want to mention something that will take the completion rate from 27,000 to 22,600 and 1 is around 9.5%, meaning that the rest got lost on the way. They are just here in our villages and they are just here on our roads. They want eating marungi. And let us go back to make sure that, let us go with this voice, that the schools have started, let all children go to schools. I want LC2s, LC1s, and parish chiefs to take charge of their villages to see that all children are in the schools. Because it is too much here. But here only 5 students sat for PLE. Brahmani, only 6 with 1 girl. Where are they? Where are the children? And yet in senior, then yet in P1 they were over 100. So please, I want to congratulate you for remaining in the school for 7 years and finishing it successfully in a first grade. My head teachers and teachers, I want to tell you, our community looks at the performance of your school by the number of first grade. And if your school is not getting matters from here, I don't know which mattresses are going to Obiba. No mattress is going to Oguzu. And Adia, only 2 mattresses are going. Now, where are we? I'm challenging this, the chairpersons of sub-county and sub-county chiefs here. Please, it is competitive. The sub-county chiefs and the LC LC3s are the ones competing. Maracha Town Clerk, only first grade. One matters going there. With all these vehicles. Or sub-county. No mattress. Agai Town Council. No mattress. Kitamura sub-county. No mattress. Honorable MP. Kitamura sub-county. No mattress. That's why he's sincere. But let me cover everybody. So please, we have challenge. And everybody who has come for this function is challenged to go back and support the learners. Media, I want to thank you for being around. You play a crucial role. We want our parents in the garden, not very early in the morning not very early in the morning at the road. We want another scenario to stop. Honorable Chair and the dignitaries. There's this practice where a woman today is there, leaves 2 children, in another village leaves another children, continues to circulate, and it leaves children in the hands of desperate grandmother parents. A grandparent who's now moving also has 3 children to carry. Where are you going? You are killing him, we are killing her faster. And these are the category of children who are thieves and they're not in the school. They cannot pay PTA. You are saying PTA, parents' contribution. They are not, the child doesn't have parents. I'm saying, for me, I've sent mine is away. You go to your parents. I don't want animals. If anything, I don't have a place where to raise them. So you go, come and pick. You inform him, come and pick. Right now at home, there one is picking. Without a free, you produce the free, then you are going to take it free. If anything, when you produce, you didn't seek my permission. So let all the children know where they belong so that they are given the correct information. Lastly, teachers, you are teaching your children. And you are teaching children of these people who are seated here, the religious leaders. If others don't pass, now you will pass fast. I know teachers, they have over 100 children even here, among the 2,600 something. And let us be counselors to our neighbors. I want to thank those parents who have sacrificed eminent magapitels. Pala invite ma milio afa pala invite ma ruombe. Milio physics. Zandibler yata mo dias ni mo tiandri ni ndami. Aya ikati ni yo ile ni mo ruombe ko ile adima ombe niki. Min tiandrinra min sura sadi mi divini panda. It is not. After many hours for many money and magapiters. It a gives your money and we are targeting 160. Each school should produce 2. And others cannot go beyond 10. Okay? So I'm going to say, in Vikira, move on there, and the Aruba put in the back. Eh? I want this result to be discussed at school level. Lastly, SMCs, this result must be analyzed and must be discussed at school level, which subject is best performed and which subject is worst performed. Which subject is best performed and why? And if you're a head teacher and your school remains behind, then we shall move you as a deputy, then we shall try somebody, and we shall not touch your salary. And if you are not reaching there for me, I will also, nobody will say, I will not complain. I will move out for God and my country.
Malu Denis Musinguzi, my DPC Maracha. Yes, but we should all learn other languages. I'm happy that where I'm speaking now, at least everyone can hear English. Even those parents who have not done it, they're already doing it. So, one, I want to congratulate all of us. The teachers, you are the cooks. Thank you for cooking. The parents, you are the funders of food to be cooked. Thank you so much. The students, you are the food. Thank you for being delicious. Yes, what I mean, we all have collective responsibility. I want to congratulate all of us. The leaders who are initiating such provisions to these young people, God should bless you more. God should bless you more. And it should not be one person. We should all raise up for the same. It is very absurd. Like today, we are here all happy, talking about the excellencies of our students, and they all drop out. You know, we are doing nothing. We are very useless. I mean, I'm not telling them alone, all of us. It is very bad to find out of these 50 students who are here that one has failed to go to school because of school fees. It's very absurd for the district. It's very absurd. Even those ones who didn't make it like them, it should be some same challenges. We should fight against the failure of the students. Mine, I want to share something small with the teachers and most of the stakeholders. I want to thank the teachers so much. There's a teacher who said no. We are standing down the former strikes of the teachers. But one of them said no. You see, a strike is short-lived. Okay? The strike is short-lived. But the impact on the students is permanent. Are we together? I want us to do mathematics now, or in form of money. A strike, I think us, we are the least paid. Us, the forces. They can tell you, these members of parliament, they are still bargaining on our behalf here. But we can never strike. I drive my car to come and talk to these students. And I speak proudly because this is my service to deliver. I don't know why teachers, you must not be proud of who you are. We are all out of your hands. You should be proud of yourselves. Are we together? So even these strikes that hinder the progress of the students, you're number one to change it positively. So I'm calling upon teachers in Maracha District, or even in the whole country, please, when we are going to take such actions, think about, these are your students. Leave alone being students. These are your children. These are the future ministers. These are the future prime ministers. And the genesis should be here. We should not zero our minds about the strikes. Still we are paid less. So what? But they will increase. But even after increase, will you pay back what these kids lost? Are we together? Thank you so much. Then parents. Parents, the leaders of the district, these parents have a hand in the failing of these students. They get wasted. I don't know why parents don't talk about sex education to their children. Why should you want to leave everything to the teachers? Why? Why do we neglect our own children and we leave them for? You see, a teacher is in a school. He handles students from different cultures, different families. Other families are thieves, others are terrorists. And you want a teacher to put them together and make them the best without your contribution. Are they robots? Are they? No, it is our collective responsibility not to allow these young people to eat marunji, smoke. They do it in your homes, not in the school. It's you people who plant it. I didn't know, I'd never seen marunji. The other day I was driving towards the border. I even first thought it is tea, majani. Now I had someone who's from here said, what type of nani is this? They said, this is the man. I said, come, this is how it looks like. It is planted everywhere. So meaning, these people are wasted from your homes, not the teachers. So I call upon all of us, I'm also a parent. I have a son in senior 3, others are lower. We are all parents. We should do change. The change begins, even the government begins with a family, a nuclear. From a family to a village, from a village to a parish to sub-county. Those are different families that build the state, isn't it? So if we neglect as parents, dropouts are increasing because of lack of sex education. And the sex education should always be you. The teachers that do it, but also talk to your children. We don't want to see examples of young girls who have excelled. The next 2 months they are pregnant in their homes. It's very bad. Students, please. You can never be better unless you go to school. You are just beginning. There's nothing big. This one should make you get annoyed and do better. Okay? This is nothing. You ask Honorable. I think he's even still at school. Honorable, are you not going back? But he's a member of parliament, he's a legislature. He wants to go to school. Even me, I'm praying that next year I will go and enroll for my PhD. I have a master's in economics. I'm an economist. I have a bachelor's in accounts. Go and study. If I didn't go to school, I would not be working in Maracha now. I would be in my home looking after cows. But because I went to school, I must serve the whole country. I come and serve you. So please, don't think this is the end of the day. Don't see the matters and the supports of everyone talking about you. No, this is a challenge that you must do better than this. Are we together? I want to turn to the leaders. The district leaders, even the head teachers are leaders. Please let us stop being selfish. We are selfish. These young people are rotting in our hands. Their parents can't help themselves. Recently, I was looking for the girl who got burnt. You had it, I even saw it on social media. I had to pay one of the boys to look for where that family is. How can someone get rotten? A kid, it's not his alone, it's our own child. Are we together? That's the selfishness I'm talking about. You see someone, or you see someone's boy or daughter is getting some issues, you are also looking at him. This one is not mine. That is yours, my dear. Even yours is near that one who's getting the problem. So I'm calling upon leaders. Please, let's not be selfish. Let's not be what? Let us work together for the betterment of, this is our future generation. If we keep quiet, we shall, and in my language you have a saying, I can put it in English, like a stick, the more the stick when it is still wet, when it is still young and wet. For us we have enkon, the ones we use for cows. You first burn it, then it softens, then you mold it the way you want to mold it. But the moment it is hard, if you try to break, so in Malawi they say akati okagora kacherkato. The smaller tree, I mean, you make the tree straight when it is still what? And these are the trees. If you wait for them to be my age and you want to change me, you are wasting your time. I will break immediately. Are we together? So let's not be selfish. Let's have collective responsibility of these students and communities and the youth in our district. I think that's what I had. But I want to congratulate all of us, the leaders who are doing the same incidents like this one. Thank you so much. Keep it up. Let us fight, all of us, to make sure all these students, let us make a follow-up. How are their parents? How are they succeeding? How are they going to proceed? or they are going to get out of here with a mattress and they go home and sleep on it, not going back to school. I want farmer.
Guess of honor, Odu Adrode, Ba Ndondo, Ongondondo was a movie the Arade, and Sylvania Metraba, Umudo Malia, the Yazia Mawartiva, Bafetaman Ministry, and Rochelle Bane, Asidialo, Akadia Aramati, and Beliare, MC Mitima Zakora, Adia Warfofia Madre, Tata Mana Matazorse, for Pore Minimuzu Zuba Magare. Eka eyoni ba magare umi azako pari eze maria elivo amanjere mazaki ko tadi emusini yobo diarele anzi sini esua anzi sini azia anzi class eziria afaye ba alare ka akate ki odu esiji amagende retoro asia konse eyondondo biba yerba maria aleta arone onita mavule marachara ma ongo maturu ali awarfo fe Oguzu li midre eyomine ye Angelene Kakiaga Yawadi Fair, Chichilise. Odu Ezekese, Amata de Badeke, a Metokini near the Mayorke Yarna, put a Yorki Pika Kepa, a Yorambaba Kepa, Yor Picheva Kepa, Letama, Suking Asaz, Kilini, a Reki Tualo, Lazunizo, Adioke Yarne. Sade Chakeko, Letembaba Manzaki Yo Masiere, Letesiamusi Semanzaki Yo Masiere, the Taparan Semanzaki Yo Masiere, Adior de Yarnabama Dudi, or Potiniga. Akaki Risa Dias Romo, a what prefer, but they are Goyo Masigarto. A Tony Abior Yarnico. Embaba Amari, Triteva Mariki, Laki School Paris as in Lara, Tiamavo de Azera Bomba di Mapici, e can do as a bomba mitri Goko Baka Bitizendo, Missy Chokon Zerra, and Baba the Kitty head teacher. The Taba Mesusa, Kiliba Matanga, by the Wara, your Yarni. The Marikete, Eliari Furi, Motinarose. Vazi Taiban, you so fast great, simply Angomanga Manuru. Simply about fast great super cardiaci. But simply a moody acquire. But simply my Paricom born Paris in school as a percananity. Eliari Furmoti Naros and Vazi simply a so fast great senior sure. WestNile Sebalose. Aga Isumodi Nisu. Damavutia. Parando school la Fembas Kaga simply a fast great Yama Fakini. Erikini school la Pirani. Damavutia Jivari Musinia Taupila, Asia Bebutua. Eliazerse. Varisumodi Nazire. Eli Varise. Ndeta Diamofiagate. Dile Baro. Amamva. Obeta Moses Dudiva Di. University of Barara, Resas, Dedala, Pircana, and the Azivini Suba Vadia, Fassi Great Mazerke, Vate Supi, Aziriae, a Supi or Mediae, Ale Pifuya, Matipica Mazitora, Mati Yuanda Mane, Ekaleza, Yongo, Zafalapatori, Odu Sanziki was for a Gavu and Yonyana Yetiria Faba, Angela Matipica Mokia, a Conzia Ale Pifuibe. Baili Girika in the school was in it, and so stands in Laramati, Pezora, Ama Marataro, Amari Girika faces Uruare, Teleta, Amari Defera, Feki, and Zerno, Pobe, Maratave, Eyobane Larry Adone, Mimba, Bandi, Bimabiase, Agami Babandi, Bimaniase. Anzerikaki Yamuke, Aro Rifiarene Marasane, and Mita Muba Senior one yade. Emi mudi anzi askisini anaga suga zarde nidalewa ekidirale ne mewa mavuaga ekidi marunge manyaga emufi anzi la magapo eduki yo emidi mininga muzo diare mi sufas grade class aziria mi amucha sini asua mi moda te ariyo yarni eyo de serga mini muzo school yodale afembata emidi muzo de le midiki amare za ke kindire adwayo sini asua yo wiki azera maria DPC Adia Zedria Quay, Ezamba P4, Olufesa County, and Yeti Renyate, Kinaquari or Gainatico Disqua, Baranaro TV Maria, Atergajoa, DPC of Foquare, and Nigadio de Diaco. Aman Zero, Mitia Tika Lemio Ferra, Letter Basibia Timodia, Abundania Yago as a convert, Bangedo Moguzia Bunyanda Perse, Vutinia Badimotani Perga, Vutinia Badimotania Badega, and the Alori Nisiki Sita be typical of a Badeco. Basically, your Ferra, a young Koyo Mugucho to Swabura Madiga, and really fishing dying in Muzurase, typical Mazikati Silipa support and Matia Teka, the reading Namina Terran Damio Fezo, a Bable dia Vami dia Fa. E outro senhor trouxe me deu muito bora que disse bora caminho muso outros oranga até mo a chega sempre tode for gara bora casita para eu que na rua sempre eu papi azina não era na fazenda ele se wani azem vaga pe faz correto já dia che manganga bosse ele se wani a recover ambayo village ngaza zire sa bukaudia ale mada wa refer si one man vaka fast great sura le renali for more refer si one kebeleba and never village yara le reki as ya konen vara mo ko sa yan vara ya da bele si one ne mi si one mi vaka fast great sura aware for me ada se marata se le taba ba mi rupe pa di ya se akonse Milusi wa me vaca fase grande suko ya le ridu se me va me su fase grande asi akone me beleba tipika maza ko ba village yaranda anje ne fuzu school wala reke anje te yore angere ru amare gabete te sevede kanisa re seleva eyo alu dia se clearise kanisa gabete re serasa kanisa ndani bayo ata va sekere ba kayo mongo e ko maza mongo blami aza kwaga.
Guest of honor, Honorable MP who is here with us, and the representative of Women MP, the DPC, a Chairperson Service Commission, the COW, Pakwach, the DEO, their staff, the NRM Chairperson, Maracha District, my colleague staff, I don't want to forget the LC3 Chairpersons, the religious leaders who are there, our gallant children who have brought us here, the parents without you would not be here, yet importantly the head teachers and the staff. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I want to speak Lubara, but my Lubara is not enough. I know DPC did it here very well, but I can do it slightly better than him. My name is Aniku Samuel Nixon, same Lubara name. I am the Principal Township Officer, Maracha Town Council, you call Town Clerk. But having this opportunity, standing for COW. COW is our supervisor, and he's taken, he's very busy, and he's the other side of the district. I want to say thank you so much for this important day, all of us. It's not easy in WestNile that if we don't begin to sit like this, I don't say good ritual. So this will quickly go to those who initiated this. And I think when I entered here, MP, you are super and you are bravo. Can we clap hands for him? Very important. And again, people say, we are here because of you young people here. I am very proud of you. I love you so much. And I'm seeing another sitting after 4 years. Already people are saying, can the senior force also be amidst the PLE candidates? So I know the leaders are taking this. The future is good for senior 4 leavers. The teachers, I know the chairman talked here very hard, and surely hard. And chairman, thank you. You ended very well. You started very rough, but you ended very well. People now said, I think we were saying the right thing. So as a COW, that is important that we should bring out what we're supposed to do. You can bring the anger, even culturally, you can bring the anger. But at the end, you end it well. Can we clap hands for the teachers being presented by the chairman here? So our honorable MPs, the political leaders who are here, the teachers are saying the right thing. All of us have come through the what? The teachers. By standing for COW, I'm going to pick a few things. I know the secretary is here for LC5. It is important for us to pick what people say when we come like this. I'll pick the issue of making sure the parents work with their school leaders to make the schools okay. And it is not only talking, but there must be contribution. Even before UPE, parents used to come and build, isn't it? Parents used to come and dig in the schools. But today people think now, if you cannot come to dig, you cannot come to work, you sit for a meeting, and then you said, what can your person to be your role as a parent in the school? Isn't it? And I think this one, we don't need to take it to that people do not want to follow UPE what? Policies. And that's how we take it. We keep the policy the way it is. But we can also embrace the policy by supplementing the what? The policy. And this is what people are doing. For me, I want to thank you so much. And at that leadership, we support that initiative. And elsewhere, this is what is being done. So therefore, bravo to our SMC, the PTA, the school leaders, the teachers and the head teachers. Can we clap hands for them? Then for those schools that have not come here, because they didn't do that, then education officer, this is your area. You are not going to say you pay money, but you are going to educate them to understand their roles. That is yet within your area. But within us who are working at the sub-counties, we actually have the bigger role. I have stayed here about 10 months. I have learned people in Maracha, and today I just ran here to come and learn more. To come and learn more. I went very far. I had to consult my colleague. I said I need to be there. And I have got it for myself. Already, DO was telling me in Maracha Town Council, only one, my head teacher stand up. Only one, and he's a retired head teacher. Can we clap hands for him? That has given me already a task. He even told me here, I have a car, I'm going to take only one mattress. Is that not the same? I have taken the same. I have taken the same. I'm not going to say I was not here. I must say I have taken the what? What can I do next is now my role for this year. So this is what I can say that quickly now. I only want to talk about one thing. Leadership. Can we learn from the MP? You see 50 years ahead, then you start something small, you leave it, people continue with it. Can we all check ourselves? What have I done for Maracha District? Check yourself. All of us are leaders here. What have I done? Even me, I should ask myself, within 10 months in Maracha, what have I done? I have seen the issue of child protection is very poor. DPC talked about it, and he's overwhelmed about it in Maracha. I have discourse in my place. I have not done anything, but I've started the journey by talking to the proprietors. And my task here, before I leave this place, is, can now children know the hall is not for them? That is my task. And you see, the children are very innocent children, and that's why out of many, only 50 have come. Those children don't go for this because very much they don't look like this. Do you support me in that? They don't look like this. But if every child learned that that is not our place, moving at night is not our role or our duty as children, then we shall succeed. WestNile has the most rampant movement of children at night. I don't know whether you can support me in that. DPC, I am coming with an idea in town council. You know that is my border, but I'm here for the cow. The police are few. But when we were young, WestNile Bank Front were ended by getting local, strong young men. They help in patrol. And my patrol, because this children thing has become like a guerrilla war. Have you seen gangs are coming out of these children? If that is going to be a simple thing, we can send the children home by having those simple patrols, as long as the security accept it. Because my LC ones are even ready to do it, but we are yet going with the steps because I'm still very new. So pushing the children back home, we can save many children. And then this discourse which are put everywhere, and that's another thing in Maracha. I have never done something in Maracha Council here. Mangayo ni gaga. early disco, early disco, early disco, and the same children of school are the ones going, not the older people. What do we do? That is what I said about leadership. Like the other one wants to kill the father because the father says, don't go for what? Disco. So we are already having gorillas at home. Killing your father, is that a simple thing? Hey. So, therefore, that is enough. I have said something about leadership. Only my message is, what have I done for Maracha? Because all our roles are there to help this thing. Only that we have gone away from our roles. I cannot teach us about the roles, but we pray that this sitting will make us think about our roles. Then at the end, we can help. So at the district level, supervision must go very high. At sub-county level, we supervise the wards. At ward level, we see the sales of villages. Then we can do our work. And at the end, everything will work. Political and technical. And my appeal to the political side is, for a very hard-working technical person, if your support is less, then we cannot do the work. But when your support is whether you vote for me or not, I want to see my people well, is a good statement for a political leader. But when a politician will say, don't touch my people because I want their votes, we shall never change these issues in Maracha District. I want to end here for God and my county, but before I sit, we have here the most senior Chief Administrative Officer who is coming to guide us and is a son of what? Of the soil. Can we all join our hands by welcome?
By the address in Warochichiba, Tivu Maki, and the Mara. Andre Mbugua Rossi, Sawa Inina Ro, Maningaria, Mabukularia, my suma phone, my dear. Message da alare ingazo Parliament of Uganda message dirdiari kini proprietor of Maracha High disima imi kilepa unita le pirle vino unita meyu ni pirle mimu amavu Tichi, Amati, our four Fezo, Anji, Azini, Imbaba, Yeba, Alaro, Agata, Elia Jerisi, Elia Alfuri, Kalit Nalodisi, Jomoro, Grammar School. So I was invited by the Honorable Member of Parliament that I should come as a stakeholder and an educationist because I am the proprietor of Maracha High. So it is in this capacity that I'm here. But I thank my young colleague administrator also to recognize that I should now talk in that capacity. So I will start from the task that I was given by the MP, that I am an educationist. Indeed, I am an educationist. I taught in Mvara for 7 years in economics. I'm an economist like you. One of them here, he was very bright. And one day I think I came with them and they abandoned that enterprise and from my day of teaching in Mvara, if you go to Mvara, you will never get that subject I taught. Nobody has beaten me in that. They were only getting B's, C's, and the A's. And after Mvara, I became an education officer, and I was a DEO for 10 years. So in the course of doing this work, including, because I am their predecessor, we are very few honorables here in Maracha. You know, some people call themselves honorable. A honorable member is somebody who has gone to parliament as his son, either by the judge or by the speaker. The ones I knew are this, from Maracha, Honorable Arubo, Honorable Pajobo, Honorable Onjima, Honorable Oguzu, Honorable Tivu Mark, and then Honorable Lematia, and then who's this other young man from Tivu?
James.
Achidi.
James.
And the two were my students from Mvara, him and Achidi. So if you are yet campaigning or you have not written there, you are breaking law. You are impersonating as a honorable. You are really impersonating, and you must understand that. But putting that one aside, so as educationist, where is Maracha High? Maracha High is found in Oguzu. I found it in 1997 after discovering that when I was teaching in Mvara, many people wanted to join A-level to go to A-level. And Maracha was the only one, Maracha Secondary. And places were not enough. My uncle Zodia started Arua Academy, and students were there, but there were some students who would go and stay in Arua with the relatives, and they will suffer because we don't have enough people in Arua. You go to teach 2 grade, they will be sleeping. So we started Maracha High in order that those people who finish senior 4 and want to go to A-level should go there. So we started it from there. And later we came to O-level. School Rongo Madriera. It is now O-level. We had failed the A-level, but we are reintroducing it. This year we got 1 first grade, 7 second grade, 23 third grade, and then the rest are 4th grade. No failures. So I'm coming to talk in that capacity. So as an educationist, and in Nakitorawe, you have seen that building. I'm going to give you that analogy of that building. That building consists of major 3 parts. The foundation, which is built there, the wall and the roof. In education terms, when we talk about education, the primary education is the foundation of a building. So what you have finished is just that foundation. Typically, here, our family resources, they enjoy my foundation. And the technical foundation, it is concrete. All of the just are there. A foundation of material, enjoy. So don't say that in the primary school, Gabo, you have done something. You have finished for us the foundation. Thank you very much. And your fiancé the keyboard, taking classes the ball, thank you. But now you must start to build the wall. So, Angeli Lemamukingwa, senior, and you must build a good secondary school like that wall. Very strong. Therefore, parents, you must go. In fact, not now go, I'm sure you are ready with the fees now. You must have a plan and now be ready to make sure that you build the wall. Are we together? So, after the wall is finished, can my uncle Lizard go there? Uncle Lizard in Marara. The lizard cannot consider that one a building unless you roof. So, why I am emphasizing this is, I'm over a quarter there. Back in your Adia land, a quarter there. Back at the classes, take a decision today, go training, me get a single guy. She's as useless as if he does not go to school. So, the roofing is either a child goes for further studies or he does a course. So, from there, my planning, and the classes, the body, by a senior, I find the material I didn't buy it. You, the parents. So, you have come here to celebrate, but I'm charging you In fact, I'm telling my women where I am working, I would invite me Maria. Don't open anyhow. Tell them. Me invite Maria is a patira. And invite me Indira. Because very mudia, it will have a responsibility. Women don't just produce anyhow. I would invite me Maria or ill invite me Maria. I found bad. DPC, I'm telling them. This producing out of excitement of sex should stop. If a man wants to produce, to impregnate a woman, the woman must ask, have we planted at least 10 trees which we shall sell in the senior for the school fees of this child? Or has he bought an animal? Because now the world is such that there is nothing without expense. Even medicine, the government has what we call basic treatment, but there are certain drugs you must buy. So it is important. I hope you and your now, where's your mother? Is your father here? In fact, that man, I'm taking this one. This is my niece, daughter. I educated the girl. She picked the man is a teacher. She picked he's producing children. I don't know where he is. Now the child, by God's mercy, has passed. And the man is not there. I'm going to look for him. So, DPC, I may charge you to get for me that man. He should explain why he's not attending this function. Because we want to have responsible parents. This is my experience is me. That in fact later already. Of course, it can support the mini able to refuse more fair when chase it away. Because that is going to be a remove Aku immediate Maria Nguzeji Okumva Okufis of April and the school la in the school lako. And I'm talking here like in Andra Bazai. Mafia, it is the responsibility of 3 people. The father, the son, or the child and the mother. Children. In basketball, in Yokini, in school line. In school line, for whom are you reading? You say for me. You are reading for who? For me. You are reading for who? For me. The first person in education is the child. And unless she takes responsibility of being interested and also assist the parent and respect the parents. In fact, here in Jiko, I tell you, it becomes a war. So you must respect your parents, you must respect the teachers, and Akuda Inga Aziwarawarendi. At the age, I went to secondary school in St. Charles, Rwanda, in 1970s. Mati fe mani fiatu aziz kanti nanda chizu numa ndini na zizu jangoni yani nzimaniko. Fiatu na kwa longi yani. Anti kakimu manene anti timu oli obi ma fiatu ni you come and see this man with this fiatu. Fiatu gana get because our sidia ramengoko like. I almost drop away from school. Now, our headmaster was a priest. He went and brought 25 pairs of shoes for the most poorest, and I was one of the poorest. We were 25, but he brought 24. They say we should go and take Kalulu. Out of the 25 people for 24 pairs of shoes, Tivu took no. in the class I was just, I was just a statue. But I came home, I said how to carry this thing. I started growing sugar cane. And sugar cane is just 9 months. I sold my sugar cane. The first thing was to buy a shoes and another trouser. So within 2 years, I was one of the smartest in Eastern Charles Rwanda and one of the brightest. So what am I saying? You students, as you are advancing in secondary school, when you come for holidays, do some work to generate some money to support your parents for school requirements. Are we together? Hey, you're drinking my senior, I've married the Acting-DEO Angumgbu Henry. Pase mini mfuri sobo soka ni le madumiji mi manda soka ni blanketi okumili fizi agupimi collective responsibility. Somebody was talking about collective responsibility. I think it was the DPC. So school is very complex. Religious leaders guide these children, monitor them, call them during the holidays. There should be members of spiritual union, members of voices, and so on in church, in mosques. Because our environment has turned so vast, hostile to human development. You know what Diego leaders do? Their duty is just to pregnate the other goats, because for them, they don't know who will care. So for me, I don't mince my words. I want these children to succeed. Today's world is a world of science and development. You children, when you go to secondary school, there are these subjects in Uganda and the world today you must take serious. English is the communication in Uganda and the world. Don't fail English. Don't go there and begin speaking Lugara. In many of our secondary schools, I'm speaking Lugara in Jakas. But the medium of communication in school and all the teaching is done in English. 2, mathematics. If you fail English and mathematics in Ugandan government policies and Uganda Public Service Commission, the chairman is there, he will not give you a job. If you fail English and mathematics, you cannot get a job in Uganda. So take those 2 subjects. Now we have the following science subjects, which are compulsory, and you must do. Physics, biology, chemistry, agriculture, and ICT. These are subjects you are going to get there. They get interested to understand and learn them. When they are going to compute your results in senior 4, the first subjects that will be taken to get the best 8 are those ones. And then geography will come, history. And then others like entrepreneurship, commerce, fine art, they call them now preferential subjects. So you go there, the subjects are now going to be very many concentrate. Coming back to the parents, the trick is simple. Planning. The answer is planning. Planning. I put a message yesterday in our forum of Maracha. This is what I observed in our Maracha secondary schools. As per yesterday, because I ring, I saw Mr. Oka here. What is the percentage of the children who have returned there? Tell me. And how many are supposed to be there?
Thank you, my cow. We are expecting a population of 400. This is minus the senior ones we are expecting. But out of these, by yesterday morning, we are just 151, which means this is a quarter of the total population of the landers. Thank you.
We have a very major problem that causes failure in Maracha. You know, education has what we call curriculum. Curriculum is what is supposed to be taught from primary 1 to primary 7 or from senior 4 to senior 6. Our curriculum is not completed, and that's why children fail. Why is the curriculum not completed? Schools opened 1 week ago, half of the children are still at home. And education is structured. So they will not understand what has been taught for the last 2 weeks. And therefore difficult to pick from there. School came out of work and they closed 2 weeks before. Especially secondary schools, because fees is not paid what subtical study by Obama. Although Tauka school fini erita sawa lo no kusawiri school America fesa na eritopisa modri. But other schools start at 7, they close at 6 o'clock. A lot of time wasted. We like public holidays like wananchi learn like. In Kampala, my children study in Kampala. The public holidays they observe is Independence Day. In the morning, they go and sing the national anthem, then they go back to class. Easter, they go for prayers, they go back to class. Amari de udu sinu weria udu anti mukio eka yo diteba ni diteba ka yo kini anti mamuki mbata so ruezi yani king diterele don rema yo andre trodi. By the lesson ko preparation by Aniku. In Kampala, teachers prepared 2 weeks ago. Schemes of works are done. In our place, it is not done. Growth learning. So, unless we leave this issue of non-concentration, result will continue like this. In a secondary school, until look you as any, secondary school as in Qatar, they are back a retaining by Polo Dida, meaning and school work it call a Polo Nyan. Then I give them about Aniku. Now, what kind of behavior is this? I think Machi, Bazika Grade, I think you don't blame the guy. And you know, the ability to get not relatives. Now, behavior is probably no person one. Now, you know, school very what is the blood relationship you have there? These are the issues that I realize are causing problems. So after I went for Sarah, I garrison, my parents, and my planiki, and my ngaki, and pass Lungadia Foundation in it, DPC Denis Musinguzi here. And they made up Ngadi in here. So we shall monitor you. I think, honorably, as leaders, let's do one thing. One of these days, let's see if resources are allowing, we collect all the MCs, we collect all the PTAs, all the headmasters, Maracha small, and this is how I used to handle in Yumbe. I'll call all of them. 2 days we talk this issue. All the LC1s, all the PTA, all the what? I can provide 2 bags of unga. If you provide beans, let's try to talk. Because for me, I am not ready to stay in an ignorant society. They will pull my children back. For me, I am a quarter to, but I don't want my children to live in an ignorant society because they will envy them. Evamara, more about the other. Manda and Jersey, Okasi, Akun Anna, I don't want a dero and wazerabo. DPC was, she said we should not be selfish. But I wish you will tell these people what happens in your land. Their people are cooperating and they have opened their eyes. But we have not opened our eyes. Our foreign minister, you want to tell them? Come. Yes, thank you, my younger brother.
In fact, even if you go to Kampala, when I buy a plot somewhere, I don't care whether it's my sibling, but if we speak the same language, they call him, come and we buy here. Two, even myself, I pay for 6 orphans. I'm too small, but I hustle because there will be a thief, there will be thieves at home. But if I support them, they must fight. In fact, I make them, I be their competitor. They want to be like me. So whenever I finish, you also support. And that is it. We even get a meeting in villages. Say so and so son did and this. No, you should go to school. Whether you want or what, we all must contribute and this boy goes to school. Because he's already what? He's good. Like now, me when I left, my uncle died, he left the kids. Okay, they are my brothers. But all my uncles always have to come and check. Then it's what are you doing? Are you educating your brothers? It becomes like a responsibility as if they are mine. Because if I don't do it, it's very bad. They will write bad things on me because I've not helped the other family that have grown up. But here what I've seen in Mr. Cow, mostly here in Maracha, the one who tries to come up, they talk about Mazi. I said, what's wrong with your Mazi? You're talking about Mazi. That is it's very backward. Well, even when this, you wait, you are going to hear these ones who got first grade, they say they have gone to Mazi. See, they read, it's not Mazi. The one who consulted the house, it's not Mazi. You also go there and get it if you want. So that's what I'm sharing. We must be one. We must be work together. Don't center yourself, your family, your wife, your child. No, but your child are sharing with them. Do you think they are very far from them? They are not. They are the same. So if you think this is not yours, I'm telling you, you will be the biggest influencer of yours. Our farm. But then now, you see them here, these people who come here looking after cows. I come, I find a very good place for grazing. I meet Mr. Cow, can you rent me? Yes, I graze. Then I call them, this place is good, come and we make it. We make money. Making money, don't sit. I was telling Mr. Chairman and other DC. Nadioko is there. This is coming to look after cows from our end. You, why don't you raise it? Why is it there? And you're a cow, a big person, you have a lot of money. You go and rent, you don't have to buy. No, don't have, I rent 2 square miles. I have over 600 plus cows in that square mile. It is not mine. If God allows and I get money, I will get it, I will buy. It's time. But for the meantime, I can survive. I can pay school fees. I can eat. I can put my small house and I sleep. That is it. So let us not sit. People are just here chewing in a knee. Find a holiday and anything is sorry like this. Imagine what is he going to do the next day? That one is a terrorist. He's against development. And it begins with you just looking at us quietly. When your children get spent, you talk about teacher. Do they keep their bedrooms?
Mika granted the multi poor, I might do and one honey, a physicality in a dinner and one wound. And I want to tell you out of experience. I was very poor. But the day I started paying orphans, God started giving me money. Me and I can tell a family that can have you. Don't only look at your own children. Me don't meeting you was look at any other child who is in your surrounding. Me more parenting. Me more fiancé. You are really not whatever. So, in Baba, you raised a lot of questions here. I was listening. So, as an administrative officer, this is my counseling to you. yours is a professional job. And as a professional job, you do it professionally. And when you get criticism, you reflect upon it and see what went wrong and try to correct. And there are procedures of complaints, and make those procedures, let them to be understood. And I have been looking at your statistics that there are very few. From the way they were experienced, they were telling me, it seems some of you were acting. You see, when you are acting, you are not properly balanced. So my advice is, the regulation says now a head teacher must be a graduate. So when you are a graduate and you have acted, the chairman of this service commission knows when the cow makes a submission to you, even if you were a classroom teacher, but you have the qualification, he can give you what is called accelerated promotion. Because I was a DEO AU4, the cow also made for me a submission to give accelerated promotion to become a DEO U2 in a Yumbi. So I jumped the U3 and went straight to a U2. And within 2 years, I became a U1 assistant commissioner, because the DEO is assistant commissioner. So it depends on your discipline, your performance, and your paper. Organize your papers well, be disciplined, and perform. You will be listened. But if you leave yourself for acting without the papers, and they also bad reports about you, these people will play about with you, and you have no case. Yeah? So with this, I thank you very much, my younger brother's son, for giving me honor to have invited me as a proprietor of Maracha High to come and give. Maracha High, we have a policy. Oro lobaki katiksa kitro, you pay for your child half fee. Because we went, we saw Baki Mukanisa, you cannot afford school fees. So me vakadati me open me katiksani, eji Maratahaya, we shall give you 50% for. The fifth day in Maratahai is as follows. Day scholars, and Kenya Nyandi, Iki Dimbundi, Iki Unito Unida, School of Maruda is under USC government and man support defending laboratory. The fees is 185 per day. And then as a cover the fees is 280. And then A level is 300. We have people who have become very important people in Uganda from that school. And we don't take the fees that Miji Kambala Harla in Aniku. Eka Jida Uru Maria Indima Maria Faman Leg Akuro Choko Kipurato. Banda Fura Malili, Imakwa Malili, as could run like a Faranyanova, our four for God and my country. The person in Maracha who went to see me when I was arrested and taken to CPS police was Oguzu. Whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me. When I was in prison, you came to see me. When I was in prison, you came to see me. Now enter in the kingdom of God. So, thank you very much. Continue with that. But I want to announce that the thieves did not succeed. I left them in Luzira. I was acquitted, taken back to my job. That's why I came with that car. That car is not of Maracha High. I am a chief administrative officer. I'm entitled not to move on foot unless I retire. So when I was invited by him, I had to use the privilege to ask my chairman, Pakwach, that I have a very important function. Can I use the government car to come and talk to the people so that the children can use me as a role model and become cows. DC Agate came and abused us in the Oguzu. And at that time, Amin said, Maracha, they said that Oguzu was the second in illiteracy in Tukaramoja. I was very young like this. I said I was going to become a DC, and now I am a DC.
Mudoro mi okuni be omba kadoro afobwe ridovwa izdo hu izgamete nyan sado mingada. Emedo anziki ombe dusiemu lo ini ozo bare bade diri. Orifo saro aduki yoriki azingazo. District chairman, you are most welcome. Bas sadiri ya izo avasi mvara adambara secondary kwa bas program campaign mvara nini. Orifo saro karibu.
Our four Master of Ceremony, my guest of honor Andore, Vini Initiator, Program Andore Blair Amadri Takaoro, Pakwach Adwachidi, Kao Mavle, Maracha District Local Government for Office D over LC3 Chairpersons, Amabedwachidiki, Abana DPC Nidwachi, Amavle religious leaders Kidwachi, Amavle member of parliament, woman member of parliament, Maracha Vleri, Revina Abedwachi, though representative Duani, Bandundo, Utitata and Ruatipira, Teki Amabedwayo, Diki, Metro Diki Olapio Savlersi, Amadri, former deputy RCC, Arua City Vleri, Adricheba. Amavle Maracha District Yamani Azingazo Betualo Duachi de Idria Tipika Te Amade and Ranjoko Fubagure de Alwadiki Mavle School Management Committee members of the Achidiki PTA Chairpersons Kipie Anjite de and Romejiba Dwadiki Media Mavi Miyoko Atezo Azine Atanzi Azia Made Chitula Roshiba Madre Chairman LC3 Maracha District Local Government very cool. Ama Chairman Obitri Stephen E. Abi Filim Keko Berta Yadra Mabedwachi Erimaru Onzi Rinde Azoro Awerua Yodemani Kilimama Yemu Paso Waima Paria Ekilemane Address Secretary Social Services Rele Aso Padwani Maru Ale Madiki Ma Councillor Paso Baziba Kesi Maracha District Yare Tadipani Obolema Vini Karani Iyo ni tadri azina lata do nepi Maracha District yare my finger office di maliodi anda ya jerema umba mudri mombodu susi isu de anje do case were emo obeta tabani yo PLE rori echeki ne anje do motota entirely abine a madrile rosiko te ale result ni subodo oni on behalf of Maracha District Local Government and as chair LC5 ale yo award 4 anje de mini very many abiba eli woro aziri malia lezo ndazo kini emiaga kira uredi okor malia rarisa wa fomenisaro imuki spirit libedle ale tijadwa or for fe dika tipika anti karitu ovo yachiri mini ekesuna yere anja mavu reba Maracha District yare ki kalafesi abike alifiri turwazia mudini alo tedi malia dia tipika BPS ngaba onyero ndani riki tipika anzi katurovo sali serbadi riki award for minisaro imukidile azingaza onyero dibe ma vivino di for feza siku diteba mani bata yoborole aziriki iki acting position ya ki atekaski aziriki substantive te azi mini abinga anzi diki ofuzo anzi grade alo avini de mango kwa gaba grade ready abike amari marchadia ali follow mudu ni toi de kalafesi lakini de anji kurufa mbashi nyera deke awari fo tiba de meni saro azi meni ngavi ni avasi de enemy mbaba meni abiba anji de mbaba de betu alo. You extend my words of appreciation to all the teachers who contributed to produce this kind of result. Thank you so much. Atezo azani atanji ale tije dika awari fo atanduru ni fe Honorable Oguzu ni mi excellence award de dodi isu de maskulua adene ma de ezibaniko sada maria you are not a member of parliament e checking de na mani choti amata marataro yadi akata adeomi Honorable Denis Musinguzi no de be akate cho afere no de di amata marataro amata nga performance amavule education ya maratadi yari ini provera award for many saro mungu makomiaza ba bita dia yokini district ya faziko performance de Maria ale lo amani ale nga dimiti okorisi as Maratha local government we are not doing enough to improve academic performance in the district. I want to acknowledge that on behalf of chairman. Ale divini yokini is not only the responsibility of those few officers who sit in the respective offices in the district. Erezia mani woro le anekiti Oguzu ni lo alo Honda Oguzu ni lo alo MP ruda erete mu trichi anjeli ke ofe year in year out ndin riako lete ama alo mai tike sisile les zones okini unita amade marchare ma ombo motu ira at all cost. Dama humble appeal to all of us. Anji ile Honda Buli Oguzu ni abiaza ko the mazime seria Maratha local government ro then council agande plani and the best ever agupia mvalo as in example primary maza kozo eki ofezo senior mayor onjere yadi vale malori iri school wa Maratha secondary school wa district in ofeni azi alori iri school wa Traf secondary school wa district in ofeni and the ki cha senior swa ere vadisi ala divini yototi in the capacity of chairman and Romanovini on the chairman LC3 ale office DEO I mean Kao Bwana Kao you are here DEO you are also here the one who manages our PBS Mr. Henry Aniku may you stand up for recognition Ngangabwasi ale me charge on behalf of the district you take this one up and vinagaba on Nyerudiki Zamvalo Agubiamvalo Maratha local government within the budget of the district, education budget, lebama duanzidiki in school fees from senior 1 to senior 4 in our schools in Maratha district. Schools are Maratha Heriki, Maratha SSE, Otrav SS, All Sense, Kolo Public Seed, who have Oleba Seed, USS in one of the schools here. And the Bima scholarship district Mofeni, senior low, Tazopre senior so within education budget. Ale yodini eyo money ezo moke ku Maratha Heriki the number of factors which contribute to poor performance in the district. Previous speakers have been on the rampant discourse in the district. Ale titualo Eriata Maratha Yongo by any disco tuzore Iriangre Saro. Unfortunately, most of these are the young people, the school age going. Ama district council rea amechoni mwangire ambamba law Uganda to Mariako. I'll have been there appealed through our honorable member of parliament who is here with us. Laws Yamadi Uganda are very tricky sometimes. The framework is very clear and good, but when it comes to implementation, there's always a problem. Meta elemu disco tree law as a color that lengo fepi but disco bapirni ni duties on ere achi. Already your Maratha local government there's ordinance in place pending implementation. Amamwande suki ni gapski ordinance la maliachi aleta this cooperation in the district. We really want to take this one up and regulate. That is one key issue we are going to table in the council. All of this support at school local government we have the local government where these discos are being operated and situated. Le ametikiti tu alo les zones okine ongo one disco to derleru Maratha fama tira akale until my future is a vuraria. Iri panza te completion rate madria on ekane anje toro alo ma anje ke fi P1 ya toro alo anje oro minusu kan kumudri e classes derani medebelani ne eka population amadi schools malaya rekane misune school alu malaya anji at over 2000 te anji Maracha woro Maracha district woro si anji classes de bara area jersiriki anji ali firi torwazi ya mudini alo anji aze alifu diki eki mungwa. This must be a question to be answered by all of us who are seated here and even beyond. Ichekine dihichedim goro amata tipika Arua ku segaliasi. It is unfortunate that tipika amani on jazo diki tipika yoni ba ti unita moro madria vini unita tibara diki te tipika ngba tanga ade kororiki tipika ku daleriki ale di yokini amani muria kurale le kinga amasoksi sebwa les zones okini future dusia mani yo akanji matipe school wa Korea. If we can collectively fight this war, will it be good to go? That the other completion rate material. Ala walifofe stakeholders in Dondo, Ema, Sa, and Ruke the Kuba, they will be doing many other important things elsewhere. But for the sake of our district, for the sake of our people, they have gathered here to see that we send off these learners here to the next level. Just as someone alluded before, that this is yet the foundation. And the Malia, back and the follow critically at the giving senior SUA, grade the Aluan Yarini, as Minge Su, and the Mazikinga is out there. Is our support. Amanifia ku secretary as typical Rory, Sas Malia Aniku, primary and the Mazaga Kima, or Poi in the Barisi, as in or Poi Baba in the Barisi. Amari Emo Palo de Mavuba, Fezon is open anti the Magaki first grade there, saying it's a senior Raya. This is something all the parents are to follow, and all of us, the stakeholders. Okay, so that means the number of allies in the district in the next few years will increase. Kakiti increase, but definitely they will go to these various homes and advocate for better education in our district. So follow up on the Pivori is key. Earlier Dimiti, there's a weakness in the monitoring and the supervision of educational institutions in the district. Be on Yalo, there's an officer, there's sports officer, there's senior education officer, there's SNE. Badi makalafecha ko schools ya Madri, Kalazia Denena, government supervisor woro in a day. And this is government structure. Ametona Ojako, Madi ani amata ma government office ma at various levels. The kids are responsible to do monitoring and supervision. Town clerk Kidachi on behalf of COW. All the senior assistant secretaries. Ekamu at school level, SMC, chairpersons Kidachi with the committee. We have the PTA and the committee. We have the entire parents. Do we have that responsibility to come and check these schools on a daily basis from time to time to ensure that there's very good academic performance in our schools? They might have a appeal. And then head teachers, sometimes most of them are caretakers. And the teachers, as they talking about the Moduko respect, that is the truth. And yet they are doing all that a substantive head teacher could do in an office. They're taking about the Pinipa from Zomoke, let even that support supervision from all the stakeholders. Akatriti Tualo, Maratani, Amaere Ozara. Government ma policies ki ekichi ekadu result ya mavu Maracha eke compare with the neighboring districts. I want to appreciate that, but it's not enough. Can you see pretty about Koitika Muzo Fari? So government ma policy tamani is privatization. Schools ika mukobo kwa schools anji fair first grade young private schools ki where a lot of money is being injected by parents. Taking about Maracha ekadu private school. Anjine agazo first grade and iki weriaro alora I can cite example of St. Joseph's, Maracha, as the upcoming Blessed Junior, maybe a few others. which are yet coming on board. What does this one mean? Amataba Maratarudi, many of us do invest outside the district. In Arua, this is still our region, it's okay. But what do you think about our home district here, Maracha? Ika mukoba kwa da private schools, muke dikiangere, kionyero. Ika muarua da, ikivini mingi. Midia nisune, private schools sende perikiki mu anzi, amauta wani prepare bo, iki yaga first grade maziki du, kicha P6 ya P7 yalale, banzi kiduki mwaga Arua City ya, badi maziki duki mwaga kobo kwa municipality ya, banzi maziki dubaki ji down country, erede amani anzi taidi, average dikiko, netibele nisu at the end of the day, ama result Marachavore, erede adriani where yaro. Checking it, ambao mafriki evaluations hopefully, sometimes it becomes complicated. Those other private schools, powerful private schools, they go for ready-made candidates. And the head brain behind are the teachers you are seeing here, the head teachers who are here. So matavini gakini, amazi who have financial powers, who have education background, so also invest and institute powerful private schools here in Maracha District so that this number can also add. I will still have other speakers to come on board. Ala wadafo fair speeches do ando rekisi. Ama maracharo kakia malele angwa mafuru nizora. Function vado, although badengereku, I'm going to call it one of the best functions in the district. Bayonze letasi, bayonze very objectively to achieve a goal, a target ahead of us, and that is the way to go. Ale yokini, oru andori malia, ama maracharu, amukile tadi betile. Ale divini pledge, mara yuruko di chairman LC3, yozokini we should have a deliberate move to settle education gala in Maracha District. So that eyo amavu challenges siru Maracharia, ama kaba, febi anja kimuke kudiki aduki, amale nyubdas. Ama extra dimuke ya adoye, amale nyubdas. I'm evaluate yani so that we forge a way forward for better academic performance in the Maracha District. Asiele rungu ala warfofe ba drichiba were Honorable Oguzu marua lezo neba kini utu androli ma irakili ruba mafia wadi wale kianzo kundarisi ania endere area mavle woman member of parliament Honorable Driwaru Jennifer and that fit Driwaru aferina warfo saaro education promoters. All even in the warfo fair Amadri Commissioner Dr. Tom Aliti as Minister of Health Yarni it divini Amadri area and the okay tizora warfo vini saaro as it dio savurs money rule adu akudiki all even yo ini award for mungu makoyaza akakiti chidile Angumozota is not one person's responsibility. It calls for all of us. Let us leave alone the issues of finger pointing at someone and they say teachers are responsible. No, the problem is not the teachers. We cannot blame solely the parents alone. The learners also have part of the blame. We, the stakeholders, and the chairman of Paredo, we even have part of this blame, which we need to acknowledge. And we need to go back to the drawing board to see how we can make it better for better academic performance in the district. I say all this for God and my country. Thank you for listening.
Ituma yosi ba warade ongo de seribama ngukua duaka kwa mane rezu etrodiki ba amani dichaba aro tipika aro veni sukulu mwa diocheba ba ama tipika aro veni ama ndrepika aro de anzi amejiba roa ini aga onye residi azi ama de asicheba protocol po lata de bo akaro le dika reseza etrumate ma ai kose angere anzi amadu kalite uroni the 4 hours result ni mufu kini classes iri aga ke den result ti do deni parliament ala le MP eze chikiko esko ni yede de nya arche dia chi ditro kolorate te ta chairman yo bodo le ka vene mo e ka ngo na da me vino musu mi de alo aya akin dia mate ya la ne le ba me mo award for the fan ni adro na ran no ba amana ama trouser ni si ale award for fe cheba ne mbaba to yini fe iyo bana award for yo so anze do le de azakos kata adri atita baroni yo wizuru siku iyo de chota zinga marcha de yako taba azene nze bo le bazike ka afarbele de Oguzu ndi ma giri ofa e kade yo ala yo obi kade mo menu munguzi ni mungur kade febe iwe yi ya bi ne ber ni te de ma yo e ba diru e ba ba zuru iyo sekene lebele dile ba azumo kade febe ni bo amra e udor se ba sadaka ede diru ko mun kami azako dalo bo sadaka ede akua akabala war fo fe ba roni kan konda ador se ka sadaka ede bo mi ruwan bala adoru ole so award fo e mi fe ma ruwan ador ole se dinu ba e kanda man azima girite ko ado asedele yor drave no buan anara ko askuno manda de musende su livu ngwa temi doade ni parichire mini yoma de atirisi mungu fe angaman gleba mani nirse akanga de azirti afarcho dra ko dinwa anska tato ngaga marsa de el fwalu eyebele nga fa de esu askoni dondi yini azingazo oposere amananda warko ler fezo ambe kuerea meji anda guaze dende agurani ajanda batiki ayo magbajo ni mega agura meyo ale itumana adezumva arusi amata amu rube tesele pa ma payo baworo turdir di mu ruberia andi madama amu aduse yarko ako di dindine amu di rubu kandela amu di selipa ye agurade memo di selipa maru oje ala amu di rubi madu muru bebo memo di selipa oje ala mo mbivi na gur manga so madu ma nyakur madria perman chalo mpiru yo mo de fimasi yakene agur kanda man selipa anya sake selipa el falutur tawude akanel furde anrwande faeko mandra murubi adusia azidi madene de jibi no mani atiasi mba zane andere milede na anzudile milede ni iyo ida kuere waro erbombe street kid for the street kid ro erne achire de chire yo me wadre abir furo do zane se saro cha ku ezini akene trotro itai ni yimvuza ebe bara na kere baza efikoko nero cha we na ku ezini abaza na ke efikoko cha ku na banazo ya kene trotro ye de bara itai ni yimvuza ebe fo ba akuna bana da ne adri bazi isima tronirisi yimvuza kopo alore bezum varando maparia mukere nile sube kopo alo kene mamvu mbara mvu le sura mbara keni award for barani yini yeta muke dai maruers mungu mo fede yini mbara vi mbara mucha bazi mwadria bazi bano ve good Samaritans muke mbara du ini mbara mo chokoneria kene mbade ni izo mbara echa doctors no bombe neurosurgeon operation azika yoro afaziki piripiri ma adale yi afaze foloko ma ali asedale neki afaze dia ba moloko nyawa angir de nikis iyo dinara afazi agarba si bonu maro pele reade de lo swale ngon le fada am operation ye ili azani se mbara zodi ni recha de bele badaro azu azimudi oku azi akuandra mbara ni lesu fe pe na ma azi be bajidi okura arojo there azo da bo bidi peruoro doctor woro feli dite okura mo de chambarad okura de mo chambarad bo mbara mo de operation okura da jo woro so mbara ndo okura maru na ere yake ni ningango dindini ya sanse engineer se are ango dinia baze mukima na fa yo dini mbara musu band pa chapi arojo ada de andra iko kwalo maparia ini le sube pe ini chazo ni yeru dai mbara sidi karta se aro de dikini aro ko de ma je woro do fe de bo lesu kopo alos iyo limba amangone iyo limba ama ikatonyi weri aje ikonyi je weri bazi bane ma furavu brusi mini yora yesi driaserse mungu cho tusu cho midria ermi ofere yora gate yesi silemane le emianzi andu mubarwa do adiki ibuki muzudrileri yoki kini afa ban fe men ta de afa ze ambogo ne ban fe pari aziar le din ne ku were ya de mi ayi ore ipopo mi chabangbaru amemina fa de fe ade ne afa chirisku amemina fa de fe do azuki no ko ikazi ngo posi iyo tato e waru mali asi mi cho yo mi du ma di ojara agarbe sa fazu ba yo doesn't matter how your life began ikabando de riba di ma story wor mi musu ba de ki bichichika e fundo honorable Tivu ala war fo femine ambo mene modo ararese mo mvemeru atokoko askuna animi adi onita dara honorable ma dripi de mene na yi fukenda azima ba ro de woro da berni ofede ki aldo pianda ya ma vupi dede kanda du andorsi e chotale ade be bisuru da tajirundende te onita e kami orea werere ba kan quick investment ba onita ya michoni azako e yo minura onita no mukere da azor fe amami yo ega ba zeno mano veru endervene proprietor Arua academy ba dike amana anzi aze yo ninde emi aze ya de asi yo nga ba azkinde pe ta Dickson yo go let them not go ahead with the education bada hebiki bada le ma azako azina anda latibo radio de ara mandela de e ta amana anzi le ma aziki du ofe kwanza ta de yo azin marcha anzi aziki ba mu marcha mba azi kimiru aseda muskul la budu anjirke ande askon sar senna amare committee education there temenara committee education there men mori ase yondondo de mapango andria mi vini yo merdale de modu ko da ende mva se anda go ezolu wari ya journey ne drata elsina amade ke jomoro de andra ochokwa ma adri mamba di beeri amana anda girida zo ini dale e kadi aga alabo terne yo mvare su point mudri nezire e kadi point su mudri nezire pia sanse ya ade ba zan de mumi azako ne ko da me de automatic garment ni mi kuni enarako so drile ba kange su musini era lengaki hazi oposi artanze Tivu mak pero akene anja mata gaba aladiki mata ngavin da teacher ravu dikane ichoka mani zamba ala apidu mvagupi ala beraya tiamemvini yo eyu aze fukini school ade onzi odudia eyu asta mondo ni amvelele agupi ne agupidu okune okudu okuru so yo de be doksar se vino office kulu anzi maas chekine di Uganda de echa angire yo de ni mundu ke yor masende brindi mini nga ku yo waru mali arsimemo ya iro fiyo da ke sende magiri aze dar de dando le typical almo yo anzi irdebe ata yor sar se anzi diskulo kambala da le de no uriru asko ni cha sukulu woro mali e yo mene ne amabo de yo ne zaro nya re environment ya madre environment de ame kuretini so ngi di yonder baba di maruaka e katro mitini yo e katro ado yo ase yo de kaza alio mombo tuangire alio mafala bele bandanda te base ke ididri ombechi andi mane wu amvuni adeso amada marcha de ayor sim family ni minga ado ma wita kware base gake yo alerko amvu yo awita mini nga kumva mi de ado mili akosi ba ka de chi ni chari chi be sele ale le anzi o de le ki mile ko koro yinga nya ku pira ya base gake de ko unitana aja ale ara me bi conference as ke ye dunia de ara andi afande ya chi arko aleta dile base mi monga conference ana man ye de ya yo ki bani sudi erfi unitane azare ado maybe sane cho chako but you could just highlight yo dura samani sur dini te yo mo berta bani nza dia wore erini yo turia aleta proprietor Arua academy memu mizi eriani oromvi erinira easy ba de keraben awardful
ma adri sani chakurse menzi ba de arke alo ongba enevosi maru Adomati Dickson ma marachambani ma de akua ma lamelani akua ma de nzelani ma kala dada afade mi do andre rele rifi azirsi metengere pale alo mane chazore adema skulwa tesa woro memu ania andra mbodu idenga papa ko agbasi mu honorable Oguzu ni aziri mi emu academic award di eraya askul le ma memu indi kene mane era ingodu ni lumanera tadi sawani ere omiomirisi odu di mu didi ni perembodu arosi sandi di mani message ter ni sandi ma kayo honorable Tivu mark voda alere kene mani odu da andruyo i omve mara masidi gumani message da reply ya akenerne katetro monve kote matedo aye moto imuzo du andru maria itsekoko ake mu yo ni tadre maria ako adindi muni lezinga mi ke mu kwa di memu din bazi memu ne meta de do din wa memura memu do alo proprietor Arua academy drero te iri memu maratambaro unita meos mbazi ka ga first grade abo ala ni ma ku ko anze de mere ma muka ika ga first grade abo mi a ku ko ika school lera iko dream school secondary vu Remalia mumi parent be yo tichareni mado me su first grade ale school lara physio. Tichere da kayo mini Maracha dia ileko elo de ora mani elo mani mungo ni girkanzi mi school late irinzi mi school late ilereleko mi su first grade bo elo mani bo mi school late ale duma number badria maduma number amayon said yo nitamadia paki politics ya tayo amanzeri onitane adini politics liko iduma number 772 kalio romi kalina dinaro kaliazi adinaro denga podia mudo de ako misu first grade ra ini rami chonga saziri ya skulu lako fizi yakos mi mumavu mi emesudwa mami rusiva ma eo de coordinate ba manini leki onitarare pia minga skulu lara mirmakilie ale award for fair my honorable Tivu makini mine andra meti agbamver seniors Tikana meti bako metone andra echamale mirmara aloma emba pisiniani iri mabazita makosi lape lalani government of Emani matero azinga kotibe bado nikira te azima lenga ndani remani aruzo mba peroda askone refe anziki ani skulu la sende ambuda lenga matengada lenga anzi marchar malaki skulu nimemare ekale skulu lako mama zinga gamete we kotia mama sende su ambu ma sende ne adribilinya manyama family we lakini mane le imima la skulu rars imidi le mima adriki serious Mr. Tivu, our foreman. I want to thank the DPC Maracha. When I arrived here, I looked at a strange face. Most of us are dark-skinned, maybe because of the weather. You looked brown. Then I imagined where you came from. And I wondered whether you'd be in protocol to talk. When you were invited, you spoke so nicely without hiding anything. I want people to clap for you. You spoke, I don't want to say as if, you spoke as a brother, very openly. There are some people who come from your area who hide things. They hide things. They don't tell us the truth. You see our people, angwazi, DFA Kowokwa, the last bridge. Trading centers, Dilenia Dada. So I say, Arua Kamadiwo, Manzo Kowokwa, Dale Madimvi, then I bet Denzelada ko trading center Amalia Baki, Ituni Ote, Ondres Badiani Muda, Baki Orin, Bakadia. So Pirima Paturama, about type of the Kibangolerki. Misu okuke agupi anzinyira aduki wamvu nzilati hata. When you go to places like Mbarara, when you go to Western Uganda, you don't find children along the road and in trading centers. You don't. Okokoro ni valley. Misuruba trading center aku. You don't find people there because the children are supposed to be home. What are people doing at trading centers? Normally, Mayor Njambamba le Deo discovered us. Mr. Chairman of the district, the ball is in your courts with the security. You are the chair of the district. You have your accounting officer, the cow. You are cow's supervisor. Cow supervises the town clerk and all the civil servants in the Maracha District. You people are allowing discourse in Maracha. It is you people. Nobody else. Ma de loraka ni bakale ma di ba ma di Maracha. Pa ninne ba ma di ba ke Adia. Ana ma dra pale alo. Ataninga dikako tema de load. You are allowing discourse in Maracha together with the security because there are specifications for disco rooms and machines and the level of noise expected of a disco operator. But that aside, you license disco operators. A license is a permission given to you to do an activity for a specific period of time. If I don't give you a license, you have no right to operate. Why do you give these cooperators license? Why? And when they don't have license, you arrest them, you impound their things. You don't give them back. When you give back, you are corrupt. Nzoni? That is the truth.
A symbolic ceremony. We are encouraging girls and we are giving this mattress for a start-up and a farm foundation of girls in Maracha District. Sida is receiving mattress for going to senior 1. Let us clap for Sida. Let us clap for everybody. Additional to that, Sida is receiving 2 books from Mama, Chief Administrative Officer, give to the best lady. And Sida is also receiving award from Tom Aliti, Commissioner, 500,000. Father, you can hand this over. This is the teachers, from the best girl, this is from the Head Teachers Association, DPC and the chairperson. You will hand this over to the best girl. This is from the Head Teachers Association. It's a girl who got a total aggregate of 8, not 9. It's in the history of Oriban Primary School, Oriban Community. Thank you. We need more of that.
Amadiyo awarifo Mungu dream. Amabadi adike metaba yode kapshabadi. Ba nando ni kitabu yode warike mera. And modality ezikade ko michoko mebu imeriva yeresi so that you can capture very well. And then number 2, amani mbani muri amba matipi kama muki ndiro. The mother, the father, even the relatives who are here, you come and join. Even the head teacher of that school, the best boy. The best boy, Atiku Joel, Andri Ningo, Ati Ningo, Ditera Ningo, Mbapi Ningo. Come on. DJ, increase the volume. Come on, as they come. Yes. Mama ni move, Baba ni move. Yes. DJ Lord. And what's at the party? I lie, Abo. I could dream on Rabaskim the military that tears of joy. They can regulate your wood already and the Molonia follows Pinimala Kipukumba. Thank you.
The best boy, Atiku Joel, from which village? Olongwa village? From Aniku Primary School. Aniku community, thank you. Thank you for supporting our children. When I saw the result of Aniku, I thought we were going to reach 150. I was so excited. So we are beginning with the first gift. The first gift is from Mama. 2 books, 2 exercise books, classic of leaders. This is a great contribution from our grandmother. I'm giving this to Honorable. Honorable, give this to the best boy.
After getting the professor.
Laila school, kili the man la le me dia no mfo. Yo no le do award for.
Thank you for you who have given me for this, and thank you for the God too.
Another gift to Atiku Joel, who got a total aggregate of 7 from Aniku Primary School. This is from Tara Sub-County. From Head Teachers Association. Father, you give this to him.
Allow me on behalf of the Head Teachers Association of Tara Sub-County hand over this token of appreciation to our son Joel. I'm also an OB of Aniku Primary. I'm going to add something like 20,000 right now. So, Mami Adrika Yoreba, our 4 community bodies, actually, Megaris Aniku was Sienda Yamuka Amani Adzu Darisi, and Bruma Kwamboro Siduchere. Mini amadringazo karele disibuerisi karele wanfo midero mamini silinga balu kaliri mama bali mamusini yote tuwateba wanfo yeah
Honorable, for the 2 persons, the girl and the boy, the girl from Orobani and the boy from Aniku, I'm going to buy for them calculators, electronic calculators, the ones required for calculations, so that they become engineers. We are giving something that on which they will rest. On this mattress, the Holy Spirit will rest on the 2 mattresses.
My son, we thank you for the academic excellence you have exhibited, which you achieved through discipline, to your parents, the teachers, and the hard work. May the Almighty God bless you, and you proceed higher to become either an engineer, a doctor, or a lawyer, and then from there you can campaign to become an MP. So that you become the Attorney General.
We are getting Aikogua Buazu from Yivu. That's another example. Aikogua. Then we have Amate Joel from Aniku. Then we shall have Opetia Fred from Kololo. Those 3 are enough now.
From Yivu Sub-County, the best girl, no, the best boy from Yivu Primary School, where you are 9 first graders. Thank you for opening our eyes. I'm giving this to the district chair to hand it over to him. This is from Head Teachers Association.
Thank you so much. My dear son, Aikogua Wazu, thank you for your excellent performance. I'm giving you this gift on behalf of the Head Teachers, Maracha District, so that you can move forward and excel in the levels ahead of you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Ceremonial offer again. Hello? This is for Amadou Joel. Amadou Joel, where is your head teacher? Where are your parents? Amadou Joel from Aniku. On the foots of the hills of Aniku. I'm giving this to the DPC, Maracha, to hand over to Amadou Joel from Head Teachers Association.
Thanks, Joel. Congratulations. On behalf of the head teachers, I hand over this gift to you. But I wish you to be the best in the future.
Amadou Joel est valide, les gars. Le DPC n'est pas le DPC fait un rapport de Madrid. Yes.
The last sample is from Kololo Primary School, Obetia Fred.
Obetia Fred, Mbaba Kololo adiki bitire pitiende deputy ni rasera de Mbaba pia, typical pia wora misake mi do avasi. Yeah. Yes.
Tara sub-county leadership. Where's the LC3 and the sub-county chairpersons?
LC3 is there. Yes, LC3 chairman, you come.
Where's the head teacher? The parents here. This is a wonderful work done from the hills. As I was saying, when I saw the result on a glance, I told my secretary that this time we are going to climb, but we have improved by 1%. In the number of first grade, we are 1.9, but this time our percentage is now 2%. We are moving. We now need 15%. This from Head Teachers Association. My senior resource, we are going to give this to the best candidates from Kololo Primary School. Kololo Primary School community. I want 4 million for that great contribution. And they want more. We don't want your name to sign down. We want your name to remain in the air. We are waiting for next year for 10 first graders.
Ma mu basa of midre. The mega yoban mene basa fazo ambuli. Azinga zo por skurele. Mema viko. Mema yoro moke. Horifo. Ma ata I bala ke jille da ko adusi na mo ke dra ko ba ki chande se adusi.
Next. We are still moving. Our Honorable MP and the guests here, normally as a Head Teachers Association, we look at mathematics as being a cornerstone for passing. As such, we always award those schools where there is a distinction 1 in mathematics, we award the teachers there. So from there, we found that at Aniku Primary, there are 3 distinction 1s. We only heard that it was the head teacher, Mawa Onyacha, who was teaching mathematics there. So we are giving him envelope. The next one is Kololo Primary School. We all found that there is 1 distinction. We shall give that one to Ojapi Adiko Vincent. So I'm now requesting these people to come to you, then you offer these things to them.
We are together with our teachers, and the head teachers have appreciated the teachers. And the best subject done in a new primary school, last year there was 1 first grade. And this year, 7 first grade. And the best subject done, mathematics. Why the result has presented, the graph, is because the head teacher physically was engaging in mathematics. And he produced 3 distinction ones in mathematics. So this is a gift from the head teachers, awarding teachers, and good enough, the reward is going to a head teacher. In my words, God reward you abundantly. I'm giving this to the Honorable Chair, Honorable MP, to give this to the head teacher. And this is the foundation of your reward, award.
Mawa, thank you for being exceptional and adding on more responsibilities and delivering on them. This is so unusual. We want to see better results. This cannot adequately reward you, but all we want to show is we appreciate. Thank you so much.
And Mawa here is an OB of Arua Academy. He was my student. So next time, when he gets an award, I think I will also be entitled to an award. Thank you.
So the next award is
important. In fact, in education, they say you go to school to know reading and the writing and the arithmetics. So if you have not known mathematics, you have not learned it. And in any higher education, you must learn mathematics. I stopped with mathematics in senior 4, but when I went for my 2 master's degree, I was compulsory made to do mathematics in A level. So having put this good foundation, you are putting good foundation for this children. We thank you very much. Continue with that spirit.
In a summary,
so that a nice photo is taken. The second, push that side. Push. Come in front. Keep on extending. Honorable. Yes, Honorable. Yes, Honorable. Yes, leave for this is okay, even in their faro. Kakita there, Brendelia, so that I'm about what I can. Yes, yeah, Ordinary. Please give a smile, nice smile.